Levitation is not a science. Dr. Chopra tries to make it into a science, but I think Dawkins was saying that it's not no science. Basically, levitation is trying to imitate what Christ has done. He arose and went up bodily up into the skies. He walked in the water. And so Satan is having these folks feel that they could duplicate it. What happens, in my opinion, is that I've seen people practicing levitation on a bed and they're bouncing up and down, and they feel that the time they're off the ground, off the bed, that it's so exhilarating. But there are magicians who could take somebody from lying and then raise them up, raise a spoon up, move things and all that. And I want to tell you that when you see somebody's doing that, these people, you need to get as far as possible away from them. The only explanation for this phenomenon is that demons, devils, are working with these people, or they are working with the devils, so that we can't see them, and they're lifting the people up and they're moving the things, and it seems as if they have this power, but they have absolutely no power. They of themselves are deceived, because they may even think that they have the power, but it's the devils that are lifting them up. Because I suspect that Jesus has power in himself and he could do things, but when he was a human on earth, I think he laid aside all those powers he had in heaven, and for him to walk on the water, it had to be angels holding him up. For him to get off the ground and go to heaven, angels took him up, because when he's coming back, he'd come in a cloud and there would be angels. So this thing that Chopra is doing here, bouncing, levitating off of Michael while Jackson's in deep meditation, that's troubling, because drug addiction is a part of voodoo. You get yourself so locked up with Satan that there's this compulsion, apart from the psychological and physical addiction, there's that spiritual component which they have to do this thing, and they can't break away from it, because as an individual you can't break away from the devil's grasp. It's like a baby trying to get away from say a big heavyweight bodybuilder, weightlifter. It's impossible. And so when folks get themselves wrapped up in all this evil, thinking that they may become famous, they may amass a whole bunch of wealth, but then they're not happy, and they end up dying weird, bizarre, and unexplainable. So I recommend that you aspiring musicians, before you ever venture into this voodoo realm of levitation and other necromancy, funny stuff, you better think carefully, because you're going to get rich and you get powerful, but then you end up dying stupid. And the Bible says, what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? So this Dr. Chopra man, we better watch him carefully and ask him to stop this kind of deceiving of him.